Hello and welcome back to English Shadowing Podcast, your space to listen, repeat, shadow, and learn English at a slow, natural pace. I'm Alex, and I'm happy you're here. In this episode, I speak slowly. I use clear, simple words, and I repeat ideas so you can shadow my voice, practice your speaking, and build your confidence step by step. Today, we will talk about shadowing practice with video clips. Not just any clips, but ones that focus on verbs like open. How do you use open in daily life? What happens when you open something? What is your routine with open like? By the end of this episode, you will be able to use open verbs in English with clear and natural sentences. Let's begin. Why is it important to practice shadowing with video clips on verbs like open? It's important because video clips are real. They're like windows to everyday actions. You know open well from your life. You don't need to search for rare words or ideas. You don't need to talk about abstract things, science, or history. You just need to talk about simple actions. You can say how you open a door, what you feel when you open a book. Here's the best part. When you shadow video clips on open, you're practicing real English, useful English. English that you can use in daily moments with others. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. When you shadow open verbs, you begin to hear patterns. You begin to speak more naturally. You use simple, complete sentences. You stop pausing awkwardly and you feel more confident when acting. Let's take an example. Imagine you are watching a clip. The person says, "Open the window." Open the window. If you've practiced, you can shadow and use it. You can say, "I open the window to let in fresh air." Now, that's a full action. That's real use. And that is your goal. Even if you are alone, even if you're not with speakers, even if you feel hesitant, you can still practice English by shadowing video clips on open. So whenever you don't know how to start, begin with something simple. What does open mean here? Why do we use it? What did I open today? Where can I find clips? What will I shadow next? These are good questions. They help you find verbs. They help you build strong habits. They help you think in full sentences without effort. You can do this in the morning to open your mind. You can do this in the evening to review actions. You can even watch and shadow on your phone. The key is to keep it simple. Use the clips you like. Don't worry about speed. Just shadow. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. One verb today, two verbs tomorrow, a whole clip next week. So today, let's build that skill together, step by step, word by word, one real sentence at a time. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the day, the morning uses of open. Morning is a very important part of your day. It opens new chances. It gives you start, and it's a perfect time to shadow clips in English, even for a few minutes. Now, let's practice some simple morning sentences with open together. If you'd like, pause the video and repeat each one slowly. Just like shadowing you, I open my eyes when I wake up. Now, if you want, try repeating that. Sometimes I open the curtains to see the light. Now you can repeat if you'd like. If I feel cold, I open the heater. I open my phone to check the time. I like to open a window for fresh air. Then I open the door to the bathroom. I open the tap to wash my face. I open the toothpaste tube carefully. Then I open my mouth to brush. It helps me feel fresh. Sometimes I open a jar of jam for breakfast. When I open it, I smell the sweet fruit. After that, I open the fridge for milk. I try to open things quietly. Quietly. Sometimes I open a book to read a page. If I have time, I open my notebook for plans. Next, I open the closet for clothes. I usually open a drawer for socks. Sometimes I open a bag for lunch. If I have more time, I open an app for news. I like to open without hurry so I can think. I open the coffee pack most mornings. Sometimes I open tea because it feels light. While opening, I sometimes think about the day. Other days, I just enjoy the action and hear the sounds. Before I leave, I open my bag. I look inside and open pockets. I check my keys to open the door. I pack my things with care, my phone, wallet, notes, and drink. Then I open the front door and step out. Okay, let's shadow a story. My morning open routine. In this part, I will tell you a short story about my morning with open. You can listen, then shadow each sentence if you'd like. You can pause after each line to repeat it slowly. Are you ready? Let's begin. In the morning, I open my eyes at around 7. Sometimes I open them earlier if I hear noise. I lie in bed for a few minutes and open my mind to thoughts. I stretch my arms, breathe deeply, and slowly open the blanket. Then I open the bedroom door and go to the kitchen. After that, I open the fridge for breakfast. It really helps me start. If I feel hungry, I open a box of cereal. I often open a bottle while I pour. It makes me alert and ready. After eating, I open the sink to wash dishes. Next, I open the wardrobe for my outfit. I usually open a hanger with a shirt, and sometimes I add a jacket. I take a deep breath of fresh start. That's very important to me in the morning. While dressing, I open the window and look outside. Sometimes I open my thoughts to plans, and I enjoy the new day. Before I leave, I open my bag. I make sure I have everything: my keys, my card, my list, and sometimes a fruit. Finally, I open the main door, think of the day, and step outside to begin. Okay, let's say a few final practice sentences together. Again, you can repeat right after me if you'd like. Every morning open is a little different, but I try to follow a good pattern. When I open with English, I feel more awake. I'm proud of my actions, and I will keep going. Now, let's move to the afternoon, the middle part of the day. Many people use open in the afternoon. Some open files, some open shop, some open minds. Whatever you do, the afternoon is a good time to use English. Even if you're busy, you can still listen to clips, you can still repeat, you can still practice, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. Let's learn some common afternoon sentences with open together. If you'd like, repeat after me, slowly and clearly. After lunch, I open my computer. Sometimes I feel full after I eat. I open my emails and read the new ones. I often open a document from work. I usually open a window for air. Sometimes I open a meeting link to talk. If I study, I open my book at my desk. I open pages or apps for info. I take short breaks to open my thoughts. In the break, I sometimes open a snack. I like to open ideas by 4 o'clock. Then I open my notes for review. If I have free time, I open a video or message. I try to open without distraction. At the end of the afternoon, I open my bag to go home. Now, let's shadow an afternoon story. My afternoon open routine. Listen first, then shadow each sentence if you'd like. Pause to repeat slowly. Ready? Let's go. In the afternoon, I open my work after rest. Sometimes I feel ready and a bit alert. I open my screen and think about tasks. I open files and start my job. I have to open a report at 2. We open discussions about plans. I note to keep all. After the talk, I open my own work. I open a page or finish a list. I take a 5-minute break to open air. During the break, I open a window and breathe. I see the world outside and feel calm. Then I go back to opening until 5. I review my opens and feel good. At the end, I close my day and open the way home. Okay, let's practice a few more sentences. If you'd like, repeat after me. Afternoons are busy but open new chances. I open knowledge every day at work. I'm happy when I open success. Now, let's go to the evening, the time after work or school. Evening is when many people relax with open. Some open doors, some open books, some open hearts. It's a good time to use English in a calm way. Let's practice some evening sentences with open. Repeat if you'd like. In the evening, I open my home at 6 o'clock. I change and open my rest. I open the kitchen for dinner. I open cans or bags for food. Sometimes I open a recipe if I'm creative. I open the table with plates. We open talks about the day while eating. After dinner, I open the clean mode. Then I open a show on screen. I open a page or think quietly. If I have energy, I open a call. I like to open a gift or note. Before bed, I open my thoughts for tomorrow. I set peace and sleep. Now, let's shadow an evening story. My evening open routine. Listen and shadow if you'd like. Ready? In the evening, I open the door at about 6. I take off shoes and open calm. I go to the kitchen and open cabinets. I prepare items and make a meal. It feels good and makes me relaxed. I open the dining area and eat slowly. I share with my family about opens. After eating, I open the sink for wash. Then I sit and open a book. Sometimes I open a chapter from a tale. If it's nice, I open the balcony for air. I feel peaceful and content. At 9, I open my bed and get ready for rest. I turn off lights and open dreams. I close my eyes and breathe deeply. I open gratitude for the day and feel thankful. Soon, I open sleep. I rest well. In the morning, I open new. Okay, that's our practice for shadowing with video clips on open verbs. Thank you for joining English Shadowing Podcast. If this episode on shadowing practice with video clips helped you, please subscribe on YouTube for more. Like the video and comment below. What's one open verb you use? Your comments help us connect. See you next time.